Okay, you are live. You 5,400 people.
Hi.
Already tuning in.
Hi. Hi. It's launch day. It's launch day. It's launch day. How's everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? Is this how this works? Can someone tell me how it works? Can you guys tell me how this works? Well, I guess we're waiting for Bobbi. She's somewhere out in the metaverse. And we're here at the office. It's launch day. I will tell you what we've been doing this morning. We have been doing radio interviews. We have been creating content for social media. This is a new venture for me. The world of social media is very, it's vast and unfamiliar. So thank you for being patient with me. We have been eating donuts from dough. Very delicious. I had a Boston cream and it was excellent. And what else? And now we're waiting for Bobbi Brown. That's what it is. Strong launch day. Trying to think of some of the things we'll be talking about. I'm guessing we're going to be talking about new beginnings. I think Bobbi is the queen of new beginnings and she's reinvented herself so many times. And we will be talking about what it is to have a startup and how it is to launch your own brand. I'm curious about what her experience has been launching. Also during the pandemic, she launched Jones Road, which I have been using and loving. So thank you, Bobbi, for sending me these delightful products. And also a clean line, just like the Outset. I can show you guys our product line. So we have 5 SKUs. They are essentials to elevate your everyday. And I always start with our cleanser. Everything is incredibly gentle. It is vegan, nut allergen free, gluten free, cruelty free. But I promise you there's actually stuff in the bottle. And then followed by our prep serum. So this is kind of like prepares your skin barrier to receive day cream. And we also have the night cream, which is my favorite night cream I've ever used. I wanted something that felt like it was just like this delicious treat at night that you could still enjoy the next day. Like you wake up and you have that dewiness still on your skin. So it's like incredibly hydrating. I was actually using it as a hand cream because it's so dry in New York. I mean, you can do that. It's a very luxurious hand cream. And then I have our Expression Lines cream, which I just started using about a year ago. Oh, and there you are. But I can't hear you. I can't hear you either, but you look great. Hi. Let's see, how can I hear you? Can you hear me? I still don't hear you. No, I can't hear you. I could draw little note cards out and write them like that. You can hear me? Oh, what a bummer. So this is also a lesson in IT, which I'm failing at. What about a headset? Should I get a headset? That's not going to work. This is why I'm very bad at doing social media. I can't figure it out. Hi, Bobbi. Maybe we should just speak with our eyes. Does anybody have any suggestions how I can hear Bobbi?
Okay.
Hi. There you are.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Let's talk about resilience. Let's start with resilience and not giving up.
Not giving up on this
And not-
Instagram live. How's it
Yeah.
going?
It's going. It's going. It's easier when I'm in my office, but I am in a home somewhere doing it myself. So we figured it out.
It's great to see you, and it's so great to talk with you. And I got all these Jones Road products this morning. I'm wearing one of your delightful, like lip glossy deliciousness. Very smooth. I think it's in like a mocha color, and I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending that.
My pleasure. And I've been playing with yours, which are such beautiful formulas.
Thank you.
Has it really taken you 3 years?
It's taken about, well, I've been working on this for about 5 years. And then it really took meeting my co-founding partner, Kate Foster, before I could actually like push it, up the mountain. And you know this from all of your experience, I think, but it's just, when you're doing something that involves, I think, this many different moving pieces, it's like impossible to do it. I think you need a lot of support. And, even I was curious about, because you launched during the pandemic, which has been crazy. And we're launching now, and like developed this over the pandemic. It's definitely presented unique challenges for sure. And like during the whole formulation process, that was also, it was a unique set of circumstances. Like we did a lot of FedExing, and thank God for FedEx. And it was like testing out products, with whoever was around, which wasn't a lot of people at the time. And you're just kind of like, figuring it out. I think I'm curious to know also, like, if you had, what your formulation process was like, also like working in this weird bubble.
Well, the first time I did this 30-something years ago, and by the way, I was a new mom also, so I know, what it's like trying to do a lot of things and, be present for your family. I had no idea what I was doing. This time, I know exactly what I'm doing. So I was able to work on formulas with the chemists, like hands-on, where I didn't get to do that when I was part of a big brand for so many years. So I love formulating products. I'm a huge, a proponent of things that not only work well, but feel good on the skin. So, what's interesting for me, but hopefully, you'll figure out, it's not that different, I'm guessing, from making movies when you're producing and in charge, because you have to just figure things out and be a little bit open and try things and not be afraid. So I don't know, if what challenges you're going to face. You just launch, but there always are.
Yeah, it's been really, it's been a lesson in not sweating the small stuff, I think, because that can really like bring everything down. And I think similarly to production, like it's a lot of problem solving and some of it's just kind of in the moment and on the spot. And I think when you are open to a creative collaboration with your partners and your team, like the best ideas rise to the top. And we all, you know, we have a small office here in New York, and everybody has their moments and they're like, you know, stressed out about something. And I think it's such a, we all have to kind of lift one another out of those moments. And, you know, just now, even right before coming on, like, you know, I was like upset about like something that wasn't, you know, it's like still, again, we're dealing with the supply chain issues and it's a whole set of unique challenges, and, you know, just being frustrated with that part of the process. And like one of the girls was like, it's all good. This is par for the course. You're going to have these bumps in the road and, you know, we're all here to support one another. And I love that about this industry too. It's very different than I thought it was going to be. And even, you know, being able to talk to you, Bobbi, about this and how welcoming you've been, it's such a, it's so funny because it feels like we all talk about these beauty secrets, and that's a big part of like, you know, when I was growing up, it was all about like, you know, sharing beauty secrets and, you know, not telling a person what you actually use and all that stuff. But it actually is much more transparent and welcoming than I ever could have imagined.
Well, in the first career I had, there was no one that would ever, you know, lift me up from a competitive brand. And now it's different. All the female, today is the first day of Women's Month. So all the female founders lift each other and we support each other. I make skincare, make skincare. They're different. There's a way for everyone to work together. And, you know, the more we're successful separately, the more we're successful together. So I think that's a big difference now. And when I yeah. Oh, I was saying, I can't, you missed it all. I was saying that when I posted something, and I'm sorry if you guys heard me, the positive outpouring of people saying how much they love you and how excited they are that you're launching something and they will support you no matter what you do is like such a gift that I hope you realize not everyone has, you know. So even people were saying they're just going to buy everything with your name. So you have a very, very, very positive reputation, and that goes a long way.
Thank you. I you know, I think in a way it's almost, you know, there's a responsibility that comes with that also. Like we are at the outset, we are, you know, very discerning.
But I keep talking, by the way, you know, you keep talking because maybe someone's listening to you.
Oh my gosh, I'm listening. I was just saying, like, there's a big responsibility, I think, that comes with, like, you know, obviously I'm doing something completely different, and, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, it would have been easy to, you know, early on I got a lot of, not pressure, but there was definitely a push to like license my name and exist within like a larger corporation. And I met with a lot of those guys, like the, you know, the big wigs, and you know, I could have kind of just cherry picked my responsibility and how I wanted to participate. But it became clear to me that like I wasn't going to be able to do what I wanted to, because a lot of those larger corporations, not that they don't have, you know, great stuff that they're doing, but they are scared of certain things. And like even having a DTC brand was scary, or building something from the ground up was scary, or creating a clean, like transparent line was scary. And you know, I felt like I wanted to feel like everything I put in the bottle was something I would recommend to my family or use on my own skin. And I also wanted to feel like whatever built-in audience I would have from my career as an actor, that they would also they could know that they were not, I wasn't taking advantage of that relationship. You know, I wasn't counting on it or like leaning on it, you know, in order to like hawk a bunch of random products. Like it's been.
You've definitely made the right choice, because I know what it's like to not be the boss, and I know what it's like to be the boss. And, you know, there's no question with Jones Road, I'm doing exactly what I believe in and what I want, and there's no committees, you know, so I think it's great. And, you know, I'd love to, you know, one day know more about your partner, because you can't do it by yourself, you know, and you're only better when you have people around you. And you happen to have one of my best PR people working for you now. So Alexis is amazing. She's tough as nails, but
Oh
love
yeah,
her.
we have
So
an
you're lucky to
amazing,
have her.
amazing team, and she's been. I was actually curious because we've been doing all this social media stuff, which is new to me. I've not ever really been involved in social media before, and I know, like, I was talking to her about how Jones Road like exploded overnight on TikTok, and how has that been for you? Like, I'm guessing you're obviously a private person, and you know, how has your relationship been with social media? Obviously great for your brand. It's a whole other world.
Yeah. Well, it's been weird. I have to say the TikTok thing is weird, but it literally has like quadrupled our sales, which is amazing. And I'm not dancing, you know, in little shorts. I'm literally giving makeup and empowerment tips, which there's an audience of women over 40 and 50 that want this real information. So it was great, but of course now we have out of stock issues, and you know, creates, you know, customer service issues. So it's all part of building a business. And you know, I love it. If I didn't love it, I would be, you know, have to find a hobby. And
Although
I'm
you
not
do
someone
have a
who
lot
likes
of
hobbies.
other hats that you wear. Like, I know you have a hotel, which is crazy. You know, you've started all these other ventures. Like, do you have what's your kind of like blue sky next venture? Do you think that you'll expand Jones Road in different ways? Like, can you see it being a brand that kind of encompasses like other lifestyle and wellness stuff, or?
I was in the wellness industry. I had a wellness brand and I walked away from it. It did not bring me joy like makeup does. So no, makeup, skincare, brushes. I don't need to do socks or underwear or, you know, home things. I don't want to put my name on things. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I know, you know, look, I'm in who launched the makeup brand at 63 years old, which is, you know, who would have guessed it? You know, my husband said that I would only be successful if I was going to align with a celebrity or, you know, or an influencer. And I didn't listen. And, you know, I guess, you know, people still want to hear what I have to say. So I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I'm someone who's open, because you never know what's going to
Who
come
knows, you
your
may be
way.
wearing Outset underwear in a couple of years.
Oh, yeah, which will be fun. People did want to know what else you're thinking about in this range. Are you thinking about makeup? Are you thinking about clothes? And where did the name come from? Everybody.
Well, as far as the name goes, you know, like, as you know, naming is a very exhaustive process, and basically every single name's been taken, or it's like been sullied, or it's got some other strange meaning, or, you know,
Right.
I knew I wanted something that felt like it could stand on its own, and something that felt like it sort of already was there, you know, had like a familiarity to it. And you know, we were talking a lot about our, you know, kind of brand mantra, which is, you know, elevating. And
Yeah, I could see you.
it was actually Kate that had this idea of the Outset, which I couldn't believe was not already taken, but I just I loved the positivity about it. I felt like it was a really hopeful word. And I felt it was such a nice, like, I loved the look of it and the architecture of the word. And yeah, so we just got really, really lucky with her stroke of genius. She has many. And that was a really powerful one. And I don't know, I think also the idea of creating a name that felt like we could go in different directions. There's a lot of things that I'm interested in, obviously, like getting this right, these 5 SKUs. is the first step. I could see, I love color. I always have. I've been made up by some of the greats, for my career. And I, grew up watching my mom like transform herself into this, glass on in front of her vanity. And so maybe color. I love fragrance, that was a big part of all of our products are fragrance free. But I definitely, when we started, I did think about, could we create a signature fragrance for all of these things? And I don't know, I'm just the kind of person that I felt like it should be something that more people could use, as many people could use. And so we did go the fragrance free route, which a lot of people have appreciated. But yeah, who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
I can see it going in a lot of different directions. Obviously, body would be a great next piece too.
Yeah, for sure. So I know that you're doing things with Dress for Success. I used to be on the board, and it's an organization very close to my heart. So congratulations.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate enough to be named an ambassador for them recently, and they have been so fantastic. It's such a wonderful organization, with a low administrative cost, and really, most of their donation is going to helping foster new beginnings as well for women, particularly that are now looking to get, rejoin the workforce. And, they've been fantastic, and we've been able to partner with them. We partnered with One Tree Planted, which is another great organization, and they're helping to reforest in California right now. So yeah, finding those organizations that do have low administrative costs and are aligned with our vision of, again, fostering new beginnings has been one of the more rewarding parts of this process, figuring out that piece. And I think now, like, conscious consumerism is just it's here to stay. I remember, oh God, however many years, it was a long time ago now, when Bono was launching Red, that word or that phrase, conscious consumerism, was like, I never heard that before. And I remember he was describing to me, his partnerships with Amex, his partnership with Apple. And I just, like, of course, only Bono could do something that felt like so enormous like that. It was just unheard of. And, it made such a difference, obviously, for the Global Fund, and continues to do so. But I think it started a, like, trend, if you want to call it that like we could never turn back from. And that piece of, what your cause is going to be is such an important part of building your brand. It's like, it was really one of the first things we talked about. It was like, okay, how are we going to affect positive change, in other ways? I know how, that's something that you have been, like, hugely in front of for your entire career. But it's really, like, it's wonderful that consumers are now, like, demanding that,
Well, especially you have such a huge platform on so many levels. It's amazing to see, doing good with it instead of using it for things that I think a lot of celebrities probably could do a better job. So, that's amazing. I've heard about you and brand for years. A friend of mine, Matt Higgins, who I know you're friends with. So he's been very getting me excited to hear. So I'm so happy to finally connect. I'm here if you need me for anything. I wish you so much luck. You're not going to need luck, but any questions, you're welcome to reach out. And, congratulations and welcome to the beauty industry.
And congratulations to you again and again and again. And we are, like, loving this Jones Rose. So it's awesome.
If you have this magic hour, that's my fave. So make sure that we sent it to you. We just got it back in stock. It
And I
literally
need some magic.
is
We all need a
magic,
little
so.
magic hour right now.
Uh,
Thanks,
anyways,
Robin.
great
Thanks,
day.
everyone.
Big kiss.
Bye.